Hey, welcome back to SquareMax Customs. This week, well, we're going to work on the 57. What we're probably going to do is we're probably going to finish this cowl panel. And then we can say the A-pillars are done and our whole cowl panel's done. But we unfortunately a few weeks ago ran out of wire, so we weren't able to finish this spot. So we'll get that. We'll probably finish up a little bit of welding, a whole bunch of grinding. Maybe we'll clean the firewall up. What I'm trying to tell you is there's always work to do on Rustella, the 57 Chevy 210 Bel Air clone. Well, we're going to start with a piece of cardboard. And, well, we don't need it this big, so. And what we'll do is we'll make a CAD design. Cardboard aided design for the win. Get yours at squaremaxmerch.com. We sure do appreciate all the support. Why do we mess with cardboard? Well, cardboard's easier to cut than metal. So. Not bad. Cut that out. That'll give us a rough end. Little nip down here. Don't worry about that. Just went inside the car on the floor. We'll follow the back. So it's actually, you always want to weld on a seam, right? Like it's just in your head. You're like, oh yeah, we'll just weld on the edge. It'll be easier. Well, yeah, it might be okay while you're welding it, but what really sucks is when you're all done welding it, and then you got to grind it down and make that corner, that seam, that edge, that 90 look like a 90 again. Well, that's when the fun begins. So you should probably double think about where you, well, we'll tape a little piece on that. You should probably double think about where you decide to weld your line. Me, I'm probably going to go on the seam and just make life harder. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just warning you so you can make a decision for yourself. Look at that. We got our first piece for the week. How cool is that? We'll get that traced over on a piece of metal. Yeah, my favorite soda is 7-Up. I don't drink a lot of soda. Well, I drink coffee literally all day. And then when nighttime comes, I like to have a few sodas. Yeah, that piece will work. Are you watching? Yeah, they're watching, that's for sure. People all around the world are watching. So cool. This piece of metal had some wacky cuts to it. Dun, 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 dun. Freaking Hess truck. How many of you get that stupid Hess truck song stuck in your head? Song stuck in my head all the time. This is a pretty cool tool. Saves your hand a little bit. It's still a workout, but it saves the old arthritis from kicking in. This thing's great for straight pieces. If you gotta cut a curved edge, I don't recommend using one of these. But she cuts straight nice. We'll be able to do this little curve, but she don't do like big turns. That's pretty freaking sweet. Cut a little sliver off like that. I wonder how long it'll do that. Hey, make sure you watch out for these freaking fish hooks. These things will literally right inside you and slay you open. Or they'll go up through your boot. The reason I tell you all is that way it don't happen to you. I grab them every time and throw them in the garbage. We need a little bit of a roll. I freaking love this beat up old roller. Now, if you don't have a roller, you can just, you know, find an exhaust pipe or anything and just give it a little pressure and you can roll it. You don't need a roller. For the ones that say, oh, I can't do it because I don't have fancy tools. Well, I didn't always have fancy tools either, but I still tried. All you're doing is making excuses. That's it. Get out there and freaking try it. And if you don't think you can do it, well, maybe go watch some of my beginning videos because I was building patches with a hammer and a chisel. Yeah? Don't make excuses. Think outside the box. Well, we need a little more round right here. And, well, I don't know, besides that, it looks pretty good. And we gotta trim a little bit off because we made it slightly too long. So we'll just, I don't know, we'll just take a nip off. It'll be fine. And besides that though, I like it. Let's trace it out. Hold on, I gotta grab my other marker. Don't go nowhere, just stay right there. I freaking ran for y'all. I like these freaking markers with this long neck. They are freaking sweet. Well, that looks about it. Maybe we'll try to get in here and just clean the edge up a little bit. Well, boom, we'll get that cut out and we'll get this trimmed down and we'll probably smash on this. I'll just bang on that with a hammer. And we'll make it a little more round. We'll make it a little more shaped and boom, we'll have our freaking last rust spot on the cowl done. I can't wait. Yeah, that was quite freaking rusty on the backside, huh? Look at how big of a piece is left that we cut out compared to the piece we got to put in. Poor rusty freaking car. We're doing what we can to save on her. Oh, I got that all freaking the best I can. It's sprayed in there. The backside of this is sprayed. We got a little bit of fine trimming to do. And we got to start pushing her in place and tacking her down. So that'll be sweet. Oh, before I do it, I'm going to freaking pull it in and out. You scratch it up before you get it welded either way. I'm going to cut this out and I'm just going to put a little piece in there. And I'll do that before I weld this big piece on because it'll be easier to get in there. And then we're pretty much roughed in besides some final tack and some grinding. Yes. And then we have to mix up body filler. Aww. Look it, we are officially roughed in. No more freaking patches. Oh, it's so cool. Just to think a few weeks ago, all of this was rotted out. And a few hours in the morning, a few hours in the evening, and next thing you know, well, we got A-pillars and a cowl panel again. So that's super freaking cool. I probably just spent an hour just grinding the welds down so when we put filler on, we don't have to worry about it. Look at it. The patch came out pretty freaking good now. I about ground them welds so nice that we probably don't need any filler. Now, we could do that on a lot of them, but that's not me. I'm not to that stage in life yet. I'm not a magical metal man that can make a patch completely disappear like it never happened. Not yet. I'll get there eventually, but this isn't the one to practice on. There's too many rusty patches. We'd be here for freaking eternity. We don't want to do that. But there's lots of YouTubers out there that can literally, metal magic is what I like to call it. They'll cut a rust hole out, make a panel, weld it in, and make it completely disappear like it never happened. Carter's Auto Restyling, he's one of them. I like watching that guy. He's a goofball. Love him. Hey, Carter, I know you'll never watch me, but if you do, heck yeah, buddy, you're awesome. That dude, metal magic, I tell you, like... And he's using basic tools, like he's got tools like me, but basic, like he don't have a bunch of fancy tools. So he's a cool one to go watch if anybody's looking for a metal magic man to watch. That's freaking awesome. Oh man, we're finally, that's so cool. We got to take some of this stuff off the firewall, and we got to get sand in the firewall, and eventually, not this week, but we got to clean that frame up and everything. We got to get the rest of the grease off of it and the paint, blah, blah, blah. Look at, I didn't think it was, but I'm guessing the motor was painted in the car. I really thought, looking at the engine and when we were ripping everything apart, I thought maybe it was taken out and painted at one point, but I'm gonna guess they painted it in the car. Right there is why I would guess, because, well, there's orange paint on the firewall. But that's fine, ain't nothing to worry about. It don't really matter. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to another thing. I know I told you before, the grinding sometimes takes way longer than the welding, or another thing that takes forever is cleaning and scraping. Oh man, I'll have hours and hours and hours into scraping and cleaning and degreasing and everything just to lay some fresh paint down. So we're gonna get some fiberglass ready, Bondo brand, because, well, that's what I got, and Evercoat fiberglass resin to make that super thin, so when I put it on there, it isn't all clumpy. It helps it lay out smooth. Okay, don't get mad at me. I'm no body man, I'm telling you what. Well, first, what is this? It went right here. I thought it was part of the heater core, but obviously right here's the heater core. It's like a mechanism on the back. All my Tri-5 and 57 or whatever, my people that know what they are, please put in the comment, because I got no idea. And do we need it? Obviously it wasn't hooked up, but what is... I don't know. That was different. This thing comes off so nice. There's like, hold on. Look at these little freaking, you just tap them on and off. How cool is that? Oh man. Well, it probably would help if this thing wasn't all mangled over here. But this one's mangled, so I gotta squeeze that together, and then we should be able to pull this out and we'll have the heater core off. Maybe. They should make newer vehicles like that. I gotta do a heater core in Maxine, my square body. I bought a heater core for it over a year ago. But like a dummy, when I redid the truck, I didn't replace the heater. Okay, well that's not how you get it out. You gotta get it out from the inside. Well, that's fine. We had to clean this up anyways and paint it and clean up the inside and spray some of the inside. But yeah, my square body needs a heater core. I bought one 2 years ago or something like that and threw it in the back seat, but she's still leaking, unfortunately. But I put a newer dash in that truck, so the problem with that is it's an 88 R30 square body, same style as like the early 80s. And it's on a 2003 chassis, and it's got the 88 square body dash in it, so the dash is like 6 inches. But I shoved the whole heat and an AC system from a 2003 up behind the dash. And, well, 2003 dash is like 18 inches wide. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it's freaking crammed up in there, and I'm not looking forward to taking it apart. But we got this Firewall pretty freaking cleaned up, huh? That way, oh, and the wiper motors. Well, I don't know where I put it, but the wiper motor just on bolts, and it's got a little motor on the back of it. Whoop. This little piece just sits on it, so when it goes, whoop, 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 whoop. Weird enough, this car came with a couple new parts, and one of the new parts was a aftermarket electric wiper motor conversion. So we'll be installing that, so that'll be pretty cool, but I thought that was neat. I took the whole mechanism off the wall at first, and there's cables under the dash, so that was pretty cool too. Nothing's changed. Check it out. Different heads. That's cool. Gotta love it. Alright, it's time for an update. I feel like I've been sanding forever, and I really have. It's hours and hours of sanding, but I think I got the Firewall pretty well sanded, and all these little freaking crevices and everywhere the paint was chipping. And this does come out from out here. There's a little like plate that goes around it. The plate pops off, and see? That plate right there. Your heater core slides in there, and then the plate slides on, and then that whole freaking triangle box slides on. And, well, yeah, you can change your heater core just like that. We'll pull this box from the inside eventually because, well, she's got a few rust holes that need to be fixed. But, I mean, We sort of expected that. Look, body by Fisher tag. I mean, I wire wheeled it. I freaking sanded with the DA. I sanded by hand. I taped up some of the plugs. One of my subscribers, they sent me a link for a really cheap wiring harness. So we'll probably give that a shot because the wiring on this thing is, well, it's freaking ferocious. Look at it. I even vacuumed the inside of it. Looks good, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. We got to get in there and seal it up, but I was waiting. I want to do the bottom in case there's any little holes or anything I got to weld up before we do it. And I don't know, we'll have to get some sound, but that's future. Let's stop getting ahead of ourselves. We need to fill this all out with body fill now. This is not the fun part. I don't enjoy body filler. And then we'll have to spray the firewall and all that stuff, and then I don't know, maybe next week or a week after. One of these weeks we got to get it outside because, well, I want to degrease this and pressure wash all this. We didn't take it this far not to. Should we get aftermarket front A-arms? So here's the problem. We didn't plan to take this car this far. I really didn't. But I started doing a little bit of work, and then I got doing more work, and we started making more panels, and then the more work I put into it, the more work I want to put into it. I know that sounds weird. Originally, we were just going to, you know, slap it together, fix the rust that we had to fix, but we're into it this far. I feel like we might as well replace some stuff. Although some of the newer, you know, stuff isn't as good as the old OG stuff. Now, none of this feels loose. The ball joints, all that stuff don't feel loose. It don't feel beat. The springs are probably worn, I would guess. It definitely needs shocks. I mean, without a doubt. But, I mean, I found, I don't know, like $600-700. We could pretty much replace all of the stuff in the front end. Coil springs, shocks, all the ball joints and the tie rods and the pivot arm, the idler arm, all that good stuff. Along with the A-arms. So, I'm in the debate. I don't know what to do here. Have any of you Tri-5 people bought them aftermarket? They're a tubular A-arm kit. They're like $300. You can't beat it. It comes with the ball joints. Everything's all pressed in already. I just feel like it's the way to go, and it'll save me a ton of time from pressing them in myself. Plus, my press is on the other side of the garage, buried. I haven't used it in quite some time. Look at that freaking floor pan. Oh man, that was cool. Don't be afraid to try new things. That was the first time we ever played with the bead roller. Yeah, those things are sweet. So how far would you take it? Would you drop another $600-700, whatever, to replace all the whole front end while we have it this far down? I mean, either way, we're going to clean it and scrape it and paint it and make it look better. I already started sanding it here and there because there's just gonna be so much sanding to do on this car. And how much can you all watch of me just sanding? 15-30 seconds here and there. That's not bad. VIN tag's all covered up so we don't paint over that. So much work to do. All right, enough of me talking and ranting and blah blah blah. I appreciate y'all watching, listening to me for a few minutes here. Let's get back to work. Oh look, I forgot I made another cardboard template for the... I know, we should have done it a long time ago. I just didn't want to get a bunch of overspray on the dash yet. I'm not ready to paint the dash and sand the dash. Why didn't we do it before? I hear y'all. We should have put it in the beginning. Well, because with the grinding and the welding and everything else, stuff catches on fire. So that's why we didn't do it. Listen, it's not fun freaking sanding in all these little crevices. It's not fun at all. And getting all the grease off everything. We're gonna probably upgrade this in the future. We're just not there yet. No, I don't think I'm gonna disc brake conversion it because I don't want to spend the money on it, and I also don't plan to hop it all up. We just want a cruiser. We just want to be able to throw the family in it, maybe the puppies in it, and freaking go for a ride. Throw the cat in it. Well, the Maine Coon, the tuxedo cat, he does not like car rides. The Maine Coon, he's iffy, but he'll come around eventually. Don't forget, you can go over to SquareMaxMerch.com and you can pick yourself up a t-shirt with Rustella on it. The 1957 Chevy 210 Bel Air clone. We appreciate all your support. So it's been a while since I've laid any of this, and I'm not the best at it, but there's not a whole lot in here. So I'm just gonna mix this in. Like I said, you just mix this into here and it makes it more soupy. Fiberglass isn't the easiest stuff to spread, so that'll be perfect. This stuff's nasty when it starts drying, so I just want to wipe the freaking lid off first. It looks all runny. I don't know if you can see in there. I'm gonna mix it up with my favorite screwdriver, and already it's getting easier to mix. It just helps you spread it. It helps it spread easier. It makes life easier. And I'm not trying to like fill holes with this. I'm just trying to, well, I guess if we got any pinholes and stuff like that in the weld, that is exactly what we're trying to do, and we definitely do. That's nothing wrong with that. Look at that, much better. I'm gonna add a little more. Yeah, oops. Yeah, looks nice and soupy. So just take yourself a scoop out. I usually like to mix up more than I need. Oh, that's the only problem about mixing it in the can, is it makes it harder to get it out of the can. I usually mix up way more than I need to start with, but I'm gonna mix up a little bit to get started, to get the rhythm going, because it's been a little bit since we played with filler, for one, and for two, I got a lot of spots to play with, so let's get the flow going, and then we'll mix up a bigger batch probably. Make sure you mix up your creamer real good. When you first open it, it'll be all watery. Now, a lot of times people put too much in. In my experience, you only need a dab. As long as you got it in there, it'll harden. I probably got a little too much in, honestly. Now, I don't know how much you're going to learn from me from this, because like I said, I'm not a body man. This is one of my least favorite body parts. Sorry for all that ruckus. I'm going to do a lot of this on fast play because, well, the stuff's going to harden up on me and I don't really want to waste it. What I'll probably end up doing is, I want to keep it away from my seam we built, but what I'll probably end up doing is we'll probably end up coating it, and then we'll flood the whole panel and we'll sand the whole panel out. Like I said, I don't know how much you'll learn from me because I'm no body man, that's for dang sure, but I do know when you do this, see how smooth it's going on? Fiberglass filler, I'm telling you, goes on a lot rougher. So, and then just take your time. Push it into your weld area. Woohoo! Well, I guess I probably should have mixed up more. That went out way smoother than I was expecting. And we'll do many layers. I'll come back up and we'll get the top of it in a little bit. Like up in here, we'll fix all that in a little bit. Put it on any way you can. We're gonna use our fingers for some of it. I've seen people use tape, cardboard. I mean, you get online and start watching, they use anything. Hey, I just want to say thank you. You all are freaking amazing. Well, like 90% of you are amazing. The other 10%, we won't talk about them. But either way, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are all part of the reason I do keep coming back. All the support and the encouragement, and I love the little memos and the little messages that I've encouraged somebody, or a dad and a son, or whatever, just encouraged you to get out there and try to do it yourself. And real quick, Steve, thanks, buddy. I know you said I didn't have to put these stickers on the sticker wall, but we got a whole ceiling to fill up now, so we ain't got to worry about space anymore. Plus, they were just too freaking funny not to put on the wall. Sorry, buddy. Rest in peace. And I also want to say thanks for the donation, man. You purchased a water pump for Rustella. Much appreciated. Anytime we get a donation, I just want you guys to all know I'm not out there drinking and partying at the bars and stuff. Anytime somebody sends a donation or anything like that, it goes right into the car, right into the channel, right into the shop. Thank you. I really don't know what to say when I get donations or letters or stuff in the mail. But thank you. All right, let's get back to work. Did we talk about this? It came out pretty good. It's not too bad. I mean, I got filler everywhere. I still got to run a bead up through here. Now, I want to do this just lightly. It wasn't sealed originally, but you got to think this metal panel would have went up and under it and back down on the other side, and there would have been no seam under there. But the way we had to patch it, because we got to do what we had to do, we had to piece it in. So now there's a seam under here that, well, it's going to be really, really hard to get to under the dash. I'm going to be able to seal a lot of it when we pull out the rest of this, because that's going to be another episode. We have to take all the shiny stuff off the dash and pull the rest of the stuff out from under the dash, including the wiring harness, because, well, let me show you some of it. You've seen some of it if you paid any attention, but, like, it's just pieced together. We did some of this just to get it running, but a lot of it's bad. It's dry, it's cracked, it's from the 50s, it's just bad. Can you see up in there? Well, like I said, somebody sent me a link for a freaking wiring harness, and we're gonna give it a shot because it's like it's under 150 bucks after shipping and tax. You just can't beat that. Can you replace these screens? Just the lens piece? Because, like, it's really nice, but the plastic piece is cracked. I'm sure we can take that apart and replace it. I also got to finger it right here. That's the best way to spread it, for me at least. Get a big old glob on my finger and roll it down the weld. And we have a few other spots on the bottom. This seam. Like I said, I don't want to completely bombard this. What we'll do is we'll finger it in there. And then once we're done sanding, we'll come back and we'll just try to give it a little line. It don't really matter because the chrome completely covers it all, so you don't see none of that when we're done. That's your update, and all right. Well, what do you think? I fingered it real good. A couple spots got a little intense and I had to use 2 fingers, but I think I got it on there pretty good. I tried to smooth it out the best I can. Body filler, I don't know, I don't think I did too bad, but we got a couple high spots, but I'm gonna knock them down with some 80 grit. The fiberglass filler, well, it sands a lot harder than the regular filler. Like, it hardens up and it's like a freaking rock. So when you go to sand it, it's not the funnest thing to do, but it's all part of the process of building a cool hot rod, right? Or fixing, restoring a cool hot rod on a budget. We can't all afford to send it to the body shop and wait 2 to 5 years for them to do it for us. It's fun to do it yourself. You should get out there and try it. If you're afraid to, just do it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Just freaking do it. All right, I got to get to sanding, and that's my next step. And we'll get this all smoothed out, and once it's smoothed out, we'll lay some body filler on top. Just a thin coat. I mean, you can see this we don't have it on here real thick. Well, it's not too bad. We got it roughly sanded, and that's all we need because the fiberglass is on there to cover up our welds and stuff. Now we're gonna put some of this USC lightweight filler on. Why am I using this? Well, because it was cheap, and I like cheap. Now, here's a debate between body men for eternity. Should you have primer underneath your body filler? Well, to be honest with you, yes, you should probably have epoxy primer underneath your body fill. Now, like I said, I'm no body man, but I don't have no epoxy primer and a rattle can that I can throw on there real quick. So I punched this thing into the Google webs, and here, I'll put it right here so you can all read it. All right, did you read it? You saw? It says you can put it directly on metal. Not a big deal. So that's what we're gonna do. And if it bites us in the butt later, well, I guess we're gonna have to come back to it then, okay? Okay, now I did Google if we could use self-etching primer because I do have that, but it highly recommends that you do not use that stuff underneath the body fill. So I'm just gonna listen to the Google gods, and they said I shouldn't use self-etching, so I'm not gonna. They said I can put that on top of bare metal, so I'm gonna. So before y'all get in the comments and yell at me, yell at the Google gods too. All right, let's get back to work. Hey Stu, thank you for the donation, buddy. I'm gonna put that right towards front motor mounts. We might as well change them. We're this far in. I got brand new rear ones. And Kenneth, dude, you're awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna put that right towards probably new front coil springs because these are probably worn slap right out. Thank you all. We greatly appreciate it. All right, back to the show. Oh, hey, I didn't want to do body work. I don't enjoy body work. So instead I decided I was going to pull the fuel tank because it's freaking nasty smelling. There is a drain plug. I hear you. I hear you. We could just drain it. But I did send a little snake down through, but it wouldn't go all the way through. But either way, I need to take this out and clean it. It can't be that hard. Look, I put a freaking light under here so we can see. The brother's in here passing me tools. Say hi, brother.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah. That way we don't have to jump in and out. 105 times. Still can't see what I'm doing up in here. But either way, the filler neck's over here, and I'm gonna unhook that, and then there's two straps. We'll get them, and hopefully this thing will come right out. Well, we just about got the gas tank out. I had cut the rubber fill hose for the filler neck just to find out that the freaking filler neck had a little 6-inch coupling that slid right into the top of the tank. The reason I cut the old hose is because, well, it was so freaking old, it was hard as a rock. There was no way I was getting it to slide out of the pipe. But hey, we're learning new things. This is where the sending unit goes in, so that's actually pretty convenient. I don't know if it worked. Well, there's that one. I'm too lazy to go get the wrenches, so rusty old line. Just like everything else, though, it's coming off. Coming off with rust dust. Would this be easier with the right wrenches? Oh yeah. It's time consuming to get up and get them though. Woo! The smell coming out of this tank. Oh man. I don't know if that's a good sign. So the only thing the owner that I bought this from, it was his dream car, right? That's what he told me. He bought it, was his dream car. The only thing he ever did to it, supposedly, was drain the tank and clean it. It freaking stinks and it don't sound like it's empty, so I'm not sure if he actually got that far or not. But I think she's ready to come out. Yep. Oh, you missed it. Dang, you were looking at the sky. I jiggled it and it fell. Oh, that's not empty. That's not even close to being. Yeah, so I cut the rubber freaking piece that connects the fill tube, and well, I guess they just slide out. How's that not leak when you fill it? There must be a gasket or something. Oh, no way, we're gonna buy a tank. I could feel the rust on it. I mean, it don't leak. It don't leak. Hold on, I know. Why can't the camera pick it up? Well, it's freaking gnarly looking in there. Like really, really gnarly. I don't think we're gonna be using that, so. I've been sanding the Bondo body filler. Sorry, Bondo's a brand. It's not fun. Let me see, what can I tell you, because I'm not a body man. Use a block. It makes it way nicer. 80 grit to cut it down to shape it to what you want. Another thing is, I vacuum a lot of the dust up and then blow it off. It makes a world of difference in the shop when, you know, as far as getting dust everywhere. So, got some more filler on. I don't know, it's one of them things I'm not good at. I don't enjoy it. But The only way to get better at it is by doing it, right? Right. All right, that's enough of me. I got to get back to something. I got to get working on this car. There's so much stuff to do to it, and I want to work on something different, but this is in my shop. In the shop, I mean, I can fit 2 things in here, but then you can't really work in here when you got 2 things in here, so. Okay. Well, I just learned something new I wanted to share with y'all. I was on the old interwebs there looking up a fuel tank, and well, all the ones they showed me, well, it didn't look nothing like my fuel tank. And then I got thinking, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I remember a couple of y'all mentioning that you thought this was the 9-passenger edition instead of the normal 6-passenger. So I got on the old freaking Google gods and talking to them people, and well, next thing I know, I got looking it up, and well, I guess there's a few different ways to tell. One, the easiest, biggest way to tell is, do you have a 3rd row seat? Well, we don't have a 3rd row seat, unfortunately. 2, there's a trim tag. I don't know how to say it. Bavard, whatever. The ones that know it. The ones that don't, if you really want to know it, go Google it. Well, I don't have none of them trim tags on here because somebody put some Bel Air tags on it and made her just a wee bit fancier. And then 3, the center seat would fold and split in the center. Well, our center seat does fold and split in the center. So, and then obviously, I guess the gas tanks, because they're different. But there's a tag. You can't check by the VIN tag. The VIN tag will clarify that it's a 210 model, which is fine. That's cool. But then you can find the body tag. I think we mentioned it in the last video or this video. I don't know. But I found the body tag, and that's where you get looking up. So for a 9-passenger, it's 1062 FC. It's hard to see. You probably won't be able to see it, but 1062 FC. So the 9-passenger wagons take a special fuel tank. They don't use the same fuel tank as the other ones. I don't know how well I showed the tank because we were close, but too many projects. Ugh. But it's got the big old tire spot, or maybe that's where the people's feet went. I don't know. The ones that know, you should put it down there. But see how it's all like beveled out for it? All the other ones I found looked like they just came straight up like a square. So this tank's going to be a little bit more tricky to find, but I'll get back on there and look during the next break. Until then, I just wanted to share what I found out. I thought it was pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna get block sanding and some other stuff. And oh yeah, look, I ordered brand new A-arms for the front, top and bottom. Well, obviously this thing don't have A. That would be pretty cool, independent suspension in the back. I'm sure we could do something. There's lots of cars that, never mind, we're not gonna do that. I got new A-arms up and lower, new ball joints, all the bushings, blah, blah, blah. We got the new motor mounts coming. We got new shocks coming. We also got new coils coming. I figured we're this far, we got it this far apart, we might as well replace all of that. And, well, we can check it off the list and we know that it's done and it's good. So I ordered all that. That's your update. So I know we're not exactly ready for primer yet. There's still a little bit more body work to do. But I'm telling you, it's messing with me. I need it all one color because I'm seeing layers, but there's no freaking layers there because, well, we got a little filler on and a little more filler on, or you got a little bit of the green paint showing, or a little bit of the brown paint, or the old green paint, or the old goldish brown paint. This car's been painted, I think, like 3 times. So what I'm trying to say is, with all the different colors, it's really messing with me, and I can't tell if it's level or not. When I run my hand over it, it feels pretty good. I used a little smaller flexible block to do 180 or 220 is what we did. 220, my bad. That's what I finished in before I primed, and I just used a thinner block. Was it right? I don't know. Did it work for me? I think so. I'm gonna get a couple coats. That's self-etching primer. That's what I just sprayed on there real quick. That way, I don't know, it's for the bare metal. So anywhere the bare metal might have had a little bit, I sprayed that. Now I'm gonna let that tack over and dry real quick, which is actually freaking dried in like, I don't know, it felt like 45 seconds. By the time I was done spraying it on that side, this side felt like it was dry already. But now I'm gonna use some of this. Why? Because I don't know, it's reasonably priced, and I like this stuff. And it's in a freaking can. So I'm gonna put a couple coats of the high build sandable primer on, and then we're gonna have to wait. Another waiting game. That's the problem with the Bondo, body filler, fiberglass, primer, OSFO, any of that stuff is you spray it on, then you gotta wait. So while that's happening, you know, you gotta do something else. Or either way, we got lots of stuff to do. I'm running out of time this week, so I'm really trying to get the rest of this video filled. I'm sorry it might not be as long as normal, but I can't see you guys watching me sand and put filler on for an hour and a half. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so freaking boring for me to even do, and then I gotta edit that. And if I get bored editing it, then you all gotta get bored watching it, is what I'm trying to say. For the 10 of you that will watch it, yo, I love you all. I love every single one of you. You said he loved us again. Yes, 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 yes. Pass the love around, you know. Keep this world going. This is looking pretty phenomenal. So I'm gonna get a couple more layers on. Like I said, repeat, repeat, repeat. I know, sometimes that's what we do. We repeat. Us YouTubers, we run out of things to talk about and we just ramble. At least I do, at least. I don't know other YouTubers. I've actually never met another YouTuber. One day I'll meet some other YouTubers. Until then, I'm gonna get back to work. Well, I got bad news. The Tri-5 community and the 57 people, they all reached out and told me that I'm out of luck. They don't make the 9-passenger gas tanks. You can find all sorts of Tri-5 gas tanks, but the 9-passenger is special. So with that being said, we're gonna have to either figure out how to clean this, maybe recoat the inside, or we're gonna have to maybe cut the tire wheel thing out the back and put in a completely different tank. I mean, it's custom anyways, plus I think they're like a 17-gallon tank, so if we got rid of the tire spot, we could put like a 25-gallon tank. Imagine the cruising ability we'd be able to do then. We wouldn't have to hit every gas station is what I'm trying to tell you. We could maybe hit every other one. I got another question for all you guys and girls and the government. Is the government watching? The government, they haven't been bothering me lately, so I haven't been talking about them. But do you think these windows are different? Or do you think they're the same as a 9-passenger? Like, are they gonna be the same as any wagon window? I don't know. Or is it like unique for the 9-passenger? If you know, put it in the comments. The other thing is, where do the back seats all go? I've been on the interwebs looking, and it seems like everybody's missing the back seat. Like 1 out of 10 people actually have the back seat. And could you imagine 9 people in this? Me and the wife were talking about it. So you'd be 3 deep in the front, right? 1, 2, 3. You'd be 3 deep here, right? So from all the pictures that we can find, it shows the last seat being in between the wheel wells here. So like you got no leg room. So you got to be a really, I'm a short person. I'm a tiny dude, but you got to be real tiny or your knees are going to be in your chest. And you got to be 3 deep. Otherwise, how would you fit 9? And I think from all our research is it faces forward. We were thinking maybe it faced backwards, and at least I was. The tire spot was actually maybe for your feet. But I was wrong. But hey, we're learning new stuff daily, weekly. So I think I'm going to let this dry. We got more body work, but the whole car is like, it's roughed in, if you know what I mean. The body work is. We got metal work, and then we roughed in the body work. Is it perfect? No, not by any means. Is it way better than it was? Yes, 100% better. There's no freaking rust holes. We only did 1 patch this week, so we'll write that down on the board. Now, we'll come back to this when we decide to finish the body work on the whole car. This is good enough for now, but I think, even though it's too late, we already did filler work, and we should have done this before. I think we're going to fit the window in, because, well, why not? And I'm curious how bad it is. So, we're going to get that. We'll be back. So I don't know how much space is around this because there's a big old gasket and we don't have it. I don't know if it'll fall through. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are you going right down to the bottom? Okay. Whew, was that scary? Oh my jeez. Well, it looks like we got the same size gap all the way around the top, and that was what would really matter, right? As long as the gap's the same. So, like I said before, I threw the old gasket out. It was so dry, we cut it out. But I should have kept a couple chunks so we could have set it down in there to see how the... I think it looks even. It don't look bad on the bottom either. This is the side we built the most. Well, it looks a little low. Well, no, don't. It looks fine, huh? Heck yeah, that's sweet. All right, we're going to find a shimmer too and try to shim this up. So this is what I came up with. A bunch of pieces of cardboard cut. And we're just going to try to shim it. Looks like it's about 4, so we'll put 2 on the bottom and see what happens. Here, I'll pinch it maybe, and you just slide them in. I got this. Well, I'll try to pinch it. Well, it'll probably help if we didn't have the cardboard on the back. Yeah, right on the lip. Heck yeah, let's go to the other side. It's not scary or nothing. I think we're going to buy all new glass. Well, that was the plan originally. Now we got to find out if this takes the special back glasses. Are the 9 passengers longer? Looks about even now all the way around. Here, stay right over there, sweet pie. What do you think, baby? Is your car coming together?
Yeah, it is.
See, she talks. Yeah, feed it through the top. Oof! Should have the cardboard out is what I should have did. scouts to do for the window over here. Can you go to that side and push it towards me? Keep your cardboard in. Whoop, I dropped my cardboard. Yep. Can we get 2 more pieces in the center here, baby? Will that stay up there? I got tape somewhere. I'm just gonna silicone the window back in. Well, I'll use window glue. I gotta stop saying stuff like that. You all seem to get upset with me. Some of you don't realize I'm joking. Maybe we'll paint the trim blue, babe. Look at it. It'll stand out, won't it? No?
No, I don't think so. I don't like it.
I think a fella would have cleaned the top of the car off. I wiped the chrome down so the tape would stick. It's just a visual. One last piece of, whoa, scratching the primer up. Should have waited. That looks pretty freaking good, huh? Check it out, that's not too bad. You know, I think there's a big rubber gasket that's gonna go in there. Heck yeah, not bad for a couple weekends. Well, a couple hours here, a couple hours there, some mornings, some afternoons. Whenever we got free time when we're not working regular job, making our paychecks. That's awesome. That primer's pretty freaking strong. Listen, that primer's considered gray primer at Walmart, and it's $2 cheaper than the actual gray primer for anybody that's curious. Oh, that's super cool. What do y'all think? Make sure you put it down in the comments. Did we do an okay job for not having nothing to go off of? Like I said, it's not done. We have to do final, some sanding. The filler will literally suck the primer up. That's why you see all these spots. Those are spots with the filler. It's sucking the primer up. That's what it does. Don't forget, SquareMaxMerch.com. Get yourself a t-shirt or a koozie or a pen or something cool. We got stickers. We got sticker packs. Check it out. OG SquareMax Customs. The government is watching. Government's always watching. You gotta watch your back. Rust life. Why? Because we sleep, breathe, and dream about rust. Well, I don't really dream about it, but either way, it'll be fine. And don't worry, we got jack stands. And don't forget, for every order over $20, you get a free collector's magnet. What? A collector's magnet? Yeah, collector's magnet. Why are they collector's magnets? Well, they're collector's magnets because you can't buy them. You have to spend 20 bucks or more at SquareMaxMerch.com. Check it out. We got a few of them. And just so you all know, as long as you log in with the same account, the wife works really hard to make sure you don't get a duplicate magnet. She works extremely hard. If you sign in through different accounts to pay for it, we can't guarantee you a different magnet. But either way, we appreciate all the support. I hope maybe you learned something from me this episode. Like I told y'all, I'm not a body man. I'm definitely not a body filler guy. I enjoy metal fabricating. But either way, I enjoyed y'all coming along on the adventure. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We appreciate y'all watching. Peace out. See y'all next week.